Oh, hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. Today I want to talk about how to support your friend through pregnancy. So, I was the first friend in my friend group to get pregnant. So, I have fortunately had really amazing friends that have been learning alongside me, but I know that before getting pregnant, I would have had no idea how to support my friend. I would have wanted to support her, but I would have been doing all of the wrong things and probably stressing her out more than helping. So I wanted to create this video just for that really awesome, genuine friend that wants to be there for their pregnant friend, but has no idea because they haven't gone through it themselves. So these are my tips. Number one is offer help. So this is a loaded one because there's a lot of ways you can actually help. The number one, the first one that's probably going to come up is morning sickness. So they probably have a significant other. They may have family in town. That's awesome. But morning sickness is no joke. And I had a friend that came over and she brought me ginger ale. She went upstairs and got me a really comfy blanket. She brought chicken noodle soup and crackers. And I cannot tell you how amazing that was. And then she just offered, she's like, hey, can I just stay and hang out with you while you puke in a bucket? And I'm like, you are a literal saint, because the last thing you want, I don't know about you, like maybe some pregnant women do want to be alone in the bathroom by themselves. But for me, like, morning sickness doesn't just like end, like it's not just like over, and you're not necessarily like sick as in having like a flu. So it's not like the same thing as that, but you do still want like that support and that comfort. And so like her offering to just sit with me while I went through that just very sick feeling. She turned on some Netflix. We literally just like talked when I wasn't puking, and she just made me feel so comfortable and like not alone in that season. Like I said, maybe their husband is supporting them and they're at home, but oftentimes like they're alone. Your pregnant friend is alone going through this, and it can be just hard. So shooting her a text and saying, hey, like if you go through morning sickness, let me know, because I want to come over and support you and hang out with you. And I know it might feel weird, but like, I don't care if you're puking or running to the bathroom or you look like crap. I want to be there for you. Like, you guys, it sounds weird, but it's amazing. Another way that you can offer help is offering to host a gender reveal. If they're going to do that, if they're going to find out the gender of their baby, offer to host a little party for them. You can offer to host their baby shower or a girls' night. So baby shower, are amazing. Maybe their mom, is going to host that, or they have someone else that is going to host it, but offering to help that person, whether it be decorations or, hey, do you need me to provide food or make a dish, or any like accommodations, or sending out the invitations, or whatever that may be, right? It can look different for every single person, but just like offering your help, you guys. I know my love language is acts of service, but like when people offer to help when I haven't said a word, it's like a hug for the soul. So, and then a girls' night, like just knowing that as a pregnant woman, knowing that your friends are celebrating you and that they're excited about this is amazing. So offering to help and plan those things also takes a lot of stress off of the pregnant woman to do those things herself. Now, like I said, I'm the first of my friends, so I did a lot of that myself, but I had fun with it and it was still, enjoyable. And I did have friends that stepped in and helped after I got the planning process started, and my mom planned my baby shower, so I wasn't all alone. But I'm saying like it would be for me now on the other side of it, like I am gonna hop on the opportunity to throw my friends a party if they want me to, because it just feels so good to have everyone's support when you're going through something so unknown, so unfamiliar, so new. It just feels really good. So offer to help in those ways. A girls' night can be just like as simple like as playing games or painting your nails or watching a movie together, or I'm gonna get into that later on, but something that's sober. Yes, like you can drink around your pregnant friend, but like planning a sober night with your girlfriends is so amazing for the pregnant women, because we often feel left out because we can't drink. And, it just is nice to have that time where you can just hang with your friends and do something that doesn't involve alcohol. Okay, offer to help postpartum. This is a big one, and I'm gonna make a postpartum video after I've gone through it, even though I have watched a ton of videos and feel like I know a lot of ways people can help postpartum. But what I'm going to say here is just offer your help postpartum, whatever that looks like. Like, we have a friend that, a couple of friends that offered to take our dog. They're like, as soon as you find out that you are going into labor, text us. We will come grab your dog and we will take her for as long as you need. No worries. And that is amazing, right? Like, just offering that, I probably would have never asked for that because it feels weird asking for help. Like I said, it feels weird. Even though you definitely need the help, you do. And you deserve to ask for help. If you're the pregnant woman on the other side of this, ask for help. You need it. You deserve it. You can't do this alone. You're not meant to do this alone. But as a friend, like, find out specific ways you can help. So when you're offering help postpartum, don't say, how can I help? That's not helpful. Because again, they're going to say, oh no, we're good. That's going to be their answer, because first off, they don't have the energy to come up with a way that they can ask for help. And second, they just don't want to ask for it because they just don't want to feel like they need it. So specific ways like, hey, can I take your dog? Hey, when would be a good time for me to come over and hold your baby so that you can take a nap? Hey, what is your favorite meal? What is your favorite takeout restaurant that I could bring over tonight? Like, don't even really give them the option to say no. Hey, you can give them the option to say no, like, this isn't a good time. But you know what I mean? Like, make it so specific that you have already got it planned. They just have to say yes and when, and you're going to be there. It can be so simple, but like, even just coming over and being like, hey, can I do your laundry? Hey, could I take out the garbage? Or just do it. Help postpartum, even just saying, hey girl, like, as soon as you get home and you feel comfortable having guests, I would love to come over and help, be of service in any way that I can. Like, if you feel like good enough to make a list of like things you need to get done around the house or errands you need to run, like, let me know. I want to be the first to know what I can do. Like, that is so helpful, you guys. And that feels, again, so good. Even if they don't take your offer of help, just know that you have really, really put a lot of love into that pregnant mama, that postpartum mama. It's hard. Like, pregnancy is hard. Postpartum experience, haven't been through it, but I've heard a lot of stories and I've educated myself enough to know that it's a lot harder. Some women are like, I would go through the birthing process, like actual labor, 100 times more than the postpartum experience. So knowing that you're offering a little bit of help during that period of time, you are doing amazing work, and I'm proud of you. Okay, another way you can help is they have this really cool website where you can set up a meal train. I think it's just called mealtrain.com. And what you do is I think you create this, I haven't done it, but I think you just create this schedule where everyone that loves that person can sign up for a day to bring a meal to that person. So they can sign up for which day they want to provide a meal for that family that's going through the postpartum experience, because they don't have the energy or the time to go to the grocery store and cook a meal. So oftentimes, like, the parents will go without food if they are not, getting it supplied to them. So I think this meal train option is just amazing. I know a lot of women that use it or have had family that has used it. I cannot speak today. I am also almost 38 weeks, so give me a break. Okay, that is offering your help. Again, I'm gonna have a very elaborate postpartum help video. So again, if you want to support a postpartum mama, just watch that. It will come definitely a little bit later than this one, but it's gonna be there. Okay, number 2, I kind of touched on this, but this is huge. Plan sober hangouts. Your friend is very lonely, and especially if no one else in their life is pregnant or this is their first baby, or just they're lonely. They can't do the things that they used to do. Their life has totally changed. Their emotions are whack, and everything just feels kind of out of sorts. And so oftentimes during this time, we can feel really isolated because all of the things that we used to do, we can't do, right? We can't go out to the bar with our friends. We can't, have a girls' night and have a wine night, and sometimes just like even going out, getting ready. Like, this is the most I've gotten ready I can't even put a timeline on it. You guys, like, most days we don't shower. Most days we don't even think about putting makeup on. We're lucky if we have a new outfit on that hasn't been worn the last 3 days. And that's because we don't have a lot of energy. We don't. And we're, just trying to stay afloat when it comes to all of the other demands we have on our lives. So going in a social gathering like we used to, the way that we used to, is hard, right? Even like if it has nothing to do with alcohol, going out, getting ready, taking a shower, finding clothes that fit you, and then trying to put on makeup, and then totally looking in the mirror and being like, this isn't even who I don't even look like myself. I don't even know who this is. That's a lot of effort. And so if you're feeling like your pregnant friend is withdrawing from you, that is not the truth. That is her trying to survive and stay afloat. And so you need to meet her where she's at. So what I mean by that is, yes, they can go out. They can still do things. Maybe she is feeling great and wants to go out. Maybe you guys go get your nails done, or you go to your favorite restaurant, or you go to a movie. But planning sober activities and getting like a group of girls together is so therapeutic for this mom to know that she's not alone. And just because she can't, drink or do the things that she used to do doesn't mean that her friends don't still love her and support her and value her. And so I have a list of some things, like going on a walk. Like, I have been going on so many walks with Ryan, but I know my friends just don't know that this is what I want, and I haven't really asked for it, so it's not their fault. But I do just wish like one of my friends would call me and be like, hey, do you want to go on a walk? Like, let's just go walk around, right? Because you can't really work out like you used to. And so getting outside, like I said, is seldom, unless the pregnant woman is, just grinding out and still going to work. But at the end of it, it's definitely seldom that she gets out of the house. So I would have loved a friend being like, hey, do you want to just go on a walk, and like just talking about life, the fresh air, the sun, knowing that she's getting some activity, the endorphins. It's just amazing. Just that connection with another woman is amazing. Pregnancy yoga. So like I had a friend that was like, hey, do you want to come over and do some yoga? And so we did yoga on her on her deck. Pretty much as a dock because she has a pool. No, not the same thing. But that was amazing. So like, just like movement ways that you can get your pregnant mama to move, but in a really like restorative, not like intense way, right? Like I wouldn't ask her to go to like a hot yoga class or like a spin class or like any of that stuff, because that's a little too much. But it is really amazing for pregnant women to be active. So if you can somehow make your, offer an activity that gets her moving, like that's a double whammy right there. I want to be your friend. Okay. Other things is like, errands. So there's a lot of changes that come with adding a newborn or a new life into your life. There's a lot of errands that you need to run, as in like, I don't know, I decluttered my whole entire house. So I needed to always be going to give away those clothes. I needed to run all the errands to Target because I needed to prep meals and prep the nursery, prep all of the things that I'm going to need for postpartum. So just like being interested in that and like being genuinely engaged in her story and her experience, like I would have loved a friend to be like, hey, like, is there a day this week that you just want to go out and look at baby clothes and like buy some last minute things that you need? Or is there a day, time we can sit down together and like just dream about your registry and start adding things to it? And, you know, like that, it's just amazing. Like, yes, she can do these things alone. And yes, she probably will do these things alone if you don't offer it. But it's just amazing. Sharing this experience with someone else is just so fun. And yes, she may have her mom, yes, she may have her husband, like, but there's just something different about having like a friend that is genuinely engaged in this stuff. Like, it's just so cool. So offering to run errands with her, having no plan, like make sure that you have nothing that you need to do, and just being like, I had a best friend that came up this last weekend and did this for me. And she was literally like, I was like, every time I looked at her, I was like, okay, what should we do next? And she's like, girl, I'm just riding along. Like, she's like, I'm just here to support you. Like, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do. Like, I had all these random things. Like, I'm like, I want to get these candles from Bed Bath & Beyond because they make me feel so good. And I was like, I want to go to Walmart and get all these different, you know, things to prep for meals so I can have freezer meals. And then I was like, and I want to go to the mall because like there was just all these different things that I needed to do that I would have just done alone. And if it weren't for her saying, hey, I'm here for you, I want to support you, do you, and I'm just coming along for the ride and I just want to be with you, I would have probably tried to entertain her that whole weekend. And I would have probably tried to gear everything I was doing to her, and I would have gotten none of that done. And so, I don't know, just offering like your like co-pilot, like, hey, I just want to be your co-pilot, let's go like get this baby ready to come to this earth. It just would have been so cool. And it was cool. She was so amazing. And I can't thank her enough for that. So I am out of breath. Other ways. Oh, I already kind of touched on this, but be interested. Like, instead of planning something that you guys do, like getting your nails done or going out to eat or something, maybe you just say, hey, can I come over and like just hang out with you and do nothing? I just want to like talk to you about your experience. Like, ask her specific questions. Like, what are your fears? Are you scared of anything? Especially in that first trimester, you guys, like, it's scary. There's a lot of like miscarriages going on. It's very normal to have a miscarriage in that first trimester. So that's a fear that a lot of pregnant women are hanging on to, and you may not know, and they may never talk about. And it's so much better for them to get it off their chest and to really like digest it with someone else rather than hold it in the whole time. So, and then like obviously birth, like if this is your first baby, this girl is about to give birth to a child out of her yuha. Like, I mean, I'm not scared, like I'm not nervous, I'm excited, but still, like I still want to talk about it. I still want to be like, what the frick is about to happen? And so just asking specific questions, like, what are you most excited about? What are you like scared about? What are you going to decide as far as like, not like trying to like sway her opinion on any of these things. You're not here to be like the opinion master or assert your perspective on her. No, this is more like giving her the space to just express whatever it is that's going on in her head and allow her to process it by just saying it out loud, saying it to somebody else. Man, that's amazing. And I have done that with a lot of people, and I know that it really, really does help. And just having that support system it's just meant the world to me, because holding on to all of that is just so heavy. And honestly, like the stories that your brain tells you when you're pregnant are ridiculous. So just getting it out in the air, like oftentimes I'd say something and I'd be like, oh my God, Like I was actually thinking that, like that, you know, like you can actually get some perspective on it when it's outside of your head. But if it's just in her head all of the time and she never gets the chance to like decompress, that's not very good, not very healthy. Okay. Reassure her. So when you're doing this, make sure that you're reassuring her, making sure that she knows that her feelings are valid and they're normal and that they're okay. And just because she has these feelings and these fears and these excitements doesn't mean that she's not going to be an amazing mom. It actually means the opposite. I would say, like, I would validate her by saying, because you are thinking about these things, that just shows how amazing of a mom you're gonna be. Like, you care so much and you care so deeply, and it's beautiful the way that you think about your baby that hasn't even been born yet. And I have another point on that, so I'm not gonna go in depth on that, but just make sure you're validating her and reassuring her. Again, don't try to sway her opinion, right? It's every individual's mom's choice to choose how they're going to do pregnancy, how they're going to do postpartum, how they're going to do taking care of their kids. I do not think it's anyone else's place to tell a mom what to do. Now, you can, you know, be like, okay, sister, like that is kind of not real. Like if they're having a fear, you can definitely validate that they're gonna be okay and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to like deciding like if they're going to get an epidural or not, don't be the person that's like, well, I heard this story. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to stop before I get too in depth. Actually, I do want to point on that. That's one of the tips, is no horror stories, no negative stories at all. If there's any negative tinge to your recommendation, story, opinion, whatever you're about to say, think for a second, is this negative? Is this, you know, something that she needs to hear? If not, I'm going to just throw that one away, because people will tell you their horror stories and it's like they're like just I don't know why they do it, because no mom that is expecting her first child wants to hear a horror story from your birthing experience or from your pregnancy or from your friend's pregnancy or from that girl on the internet's pregnancy. Or you guys, I've heard some crazy stories, and it's like I said, we are vulnerable. We are very sensitive. Like I literally have no emotional, like extra energy. Like it's all taken. So when you add something on like that, it really actually does stress us out, even if we are, you know, doing the work to not internalize that and not to like let it into our beliefs and take it on as ours. It's a lot harder to do when we're this vulnerable. So just, I mean, there's no reason, right? Like just think. I feel like I just want to tell that person, like, okay, if you just would have thought for like one hot second before you decided to share that, and you just asked yourself, like, is this going to help her? Is this going to make her feel more confident and empowered in her story? The answer would have been straight up, absolutely not. And you wouldn't have shared it, you know? So just like, I don't know, respect the pregnant woman. Respect her. She's going through a lot. Okay. Kind of to go off of that, another point that I have is check in with her, on the regular. So like, don't just be the person that's like, congrats on your pregnancy, and then you don't talk to her until congrats, you had the baby, right? Like you can do that. And if you're not like super close with her, then fine, like that's okay. But if you're like a close friend, like I would have loved, and I have friends, I'm not talking like I have no friends that are doing any of these things, but I'm just talking about like, if I were to be a friend to somebody else going through this, I will be texting her like every probably like 5 to 10 weeks saying, how are you feeling? How's it going? Are there any updates? What's the size of the baby? Just asking like genuine questions that I'm curious about. You know, like any pregnancy symptoms? Are you having any cravings? Like how does I don't know, like just random questions about the pregnancy. Acting actually interested, and along the whole journey. Again, it can feel super isolating to be pregnant and to not have anyone in your life that's pregnant. I think I've burped in every single video. I am really sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, acting genuinely interested in her journey, not just like the start and the final product, you know, like the picture perfect things that everyone posts on Instagram. Like, actually meeting her where she's at through the whole process is amazing. So just shooting a text like, hey, what size is the baby this week? Or like, what fruit is it? I mean, they always give you like a fruit that the size of the baby is. Or just like, what are your symptoms? What does it feel like to be pregnant this week? Or, you guys, it doesn't have to be super complicated. Just showing her that you actually care is very meaningful and will go very far. Number 4 is buy mama gifts. So maybe you do this at the baby shower. Maybe you do this just randomly once through their pregnancy or twice if you're feeling it. But oftentimes, and that's just the way that this goes, all of the attention is on the baby, which is amazing, right? It's a brand new life. We're excited. We're celebrating. But it's also a brand new mom, right? The mom is being born for the first time too, right? She's never done this before. She's never been a mom before. And so she's also going through this whole crazy experience, right? The baby's just chilling in there, right? The baby is fine. So to support the mom and the baby, because you have an awesome mom, you're going to have an awesome baby, is buying her a gift. So maybe you buy her a pregnancy pillow. That was amazing. I really loved mine. Other ones like a robe. I bought that robe. It is so amazing. I bought it on Amazon and it's so comfortable. It's like heavyweight, so it's not like, and it's long, so I don't have to like, I don't know, worry about like not wearing pants. It's just like the most amazing thing ever. And I bought that for myself. I'm so glad that I did that. Slippers, a Starbucks gift card, a massage, a gift card to a nail salon. Really endless here. Our Target gift card, because she's probably going to go there and get all of the nursing bras and the maternity clothes and the baby products. Maybe you get her a car detailed. I love getting my car cleaned. So maybe you get her a gift certificate to that. Maybe you get her a gift certificate to get her house cleaned. Maybe you send her flowers. You know what? Flowers, awesome. But like, there's so many better things that you could get her that would be really helpful. So just think like, okay, if I was pregnant and super uncomfortable, like I had a basketball in my midsection, I didn't feel like myself, I just wanted to be cozy, I didn't shower often, maybe you get her some dry shampoo. What would I want? You know, candles. I really wanted candles because they make me like smell good and make me feel good. I don't know, a pregnancy book that you found a lot of moms like. Again, just get creative, but make it useful and make it for the mom. She's getting enough presents for the baby. Those are very much appreciated. Like, obviously, those really, really do help, but oftentimes people forget about the mom, and she needs to be taken care of too. Ooh, I have one very, very good gift that you could give. So very good mothersclub.com. They just launched. They're a business and they're devoted to this. So they have boxes that you can send to mamas. So there's like a pregnancy box. I'm literally going to do this for every single mom that I love in my life. She's going to be like so excited because these are amazing. So they have a pregnancy box. They have a hospital box. So like what she's going to wear to the hospital. So like a comfy sweatshirt, sweatpants, you know, all the things that she needs for the hospital stay. They have so many different variety of boxes that are already prepared. So when you don't know what to get this person, they have already created the box. You just have to know what stage they're on in their journey. Click that box and send it to them. So Very Good Mothers Club. I am all about them, and I think I'm going to buy every single one of their boxes for myself because they're all beautifully made. They have done all the work for you. So they've grabbed all of the products that actually work, that you actually need, that a mom would actually want. So again, if you don't know, if you haven't had a baby yet, this is an amazing resource to just go to and know that you're supplying this mom with everything that she needs, and not just like garbage, right? Because nobody wants clutter, nobody wants garbage, and just a bunch of extra things just to get a gift, right? Meaningful, thoughtful gifts are a game changer when it comes to this season of life. Okay, last one. I could go on forever. I am so uncomfortable. 38 weeks, we got this. Okay, I'm actually 37. I'm just pretending like I'm 38, like 5 days early, whatever. Last point, give non-physical compliments. I don't know. We are so just obsessed with the physical appearance. Like, I mean, it's our culture, right? It's all we see on everywhere, like literally everywhere. So I'm not saying it's necessarily our fault, but it is our responsibility to choose differently. Man, I sound like a freaking, like, get me off my pedestal. But I just really need to talk about this because I know people mean well when they say, oh my gosh, you probably haven't gained any weight. You don't even look like you've gained any weight. And it's like, well, I definitely have. And like, I'm definitely supposed to. Like, why do I feel like we're always trying to prevent what's actually happening. Like, we are going to gain weight. We are pregnant. We are growing another human being, and I am going to gain weight. That is facts. So you saying that I'm not gaining weight is just kind of irrelevant and not helping. I know that you mean well, and I probably have said these things. But just make your compliments not physical, right? You don't need to tell her that she hasn't gained weight. You don't need to tell her that it's all in her belly. You don't need to tell her that she's glowing if she's not. You don't need to tell her that that she's going to snap right back, or anything about her physical appearance, or ask her how much weight she's gained, or tell her that she doesn't even look pregnant from the back. Like, I've heard these all. Like, I've heard them all. And, you know, I think it just is, it hurts us even if they're positive, because we are very vulnerable to that fact that we are gaining weight and we don't look like we ever have in our entire lives, and we have absolutely no control over it. So just by you even saying something positive about our weight gears our mind to start thinking about that and spending time on that and being like, oh, do I look like I'm gaining weight? You know, like, are my legs getting bigger? Oh, as like, you know, do I have a double chin? Is there acne on my face? They can't see it because she just told me I'm glowing. Like, you know, like, there's so many other compliments. Like, one of my favorite compliments that I ever got was like, your son is so lucky to have you as his mom. Like, I literally started bawling because I'm like, that's an amazing compliment. That means so much to me. Like, I've had some amazing people. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot. I know that people are giving these compliments because they're coming from a good place and they really do want to make this mom feel better, and maybe we just don't know any better. Like, again, I probably made those compliments when I had no idea what even pregnancy was, because before I got pregnant, I had no idea what pregnancy was. Oh, no idea. But there's so many compliments that you can give. Like, you are going to make that boy's life or woman's life or baby's life amazing. Like, she is so freaking lucky to have you as her mom. Like, I can't wait to see you as a mom. You're gonna be such an amazing mom. Like, you are so caring, and just the way that you show up for your life is so amazing. Like, I can't wait to see you set the example for this little tiny human, and you're so good at loving your people that I can't wait to see you love this little bundle of joy. And man, watching you go through pregnancy is just making me so excited to get pregnant myself. And I can't wait to have kids because of the way that you talk about having kids. And so many. I could go on and on and on. And none of them are about the physical appearance, because you guys, the physical appearance does not freaking matter, right? However much weight she gains, wherever she gains it, is beautiful and awesome and part of the process, and not something that we should deny or try to prevent, right? Like by making those compliments or those comments, I feel like we're trying to like be like, oh, it's not happening. It's like, what? Why are we doing that, right? Like it's happening. It's facts, straight up facts. The body changes and the woman has no control over how it changes. So to pretend like it's not happening, not helping anybody. Okay, those are all my tips. This is extra. This is really extra, but if you want to be a kick-ass friend and really know that you're supporting your pregnant friend, I just gave you all the tips that you need to know. Like, I just gave you gold. So go run with it. Make her life amazing. Make her feel loved. Make her feel like she still belongs to your friend group. That's another thing I would add in here is the best compliment or comment, not compliment, I'm getting those confused. The best comment you could make to your friend that's going through this for the first time, and maybe she's the first one in your friend group to go through this, and maybe none of her friends are going to go through this for a while, is, oh no, I'm not planning on having kids, or I'm not going to have kids for a long time, or good luck, or whatever, whatever you want to say. Instead, saying, hey, I know that I'm not going through this chapter right now with you, and I know we've always been on the same chapter, you know, through high school and college and getting married, and now you're taking this leap a little bit further ahead. I just want you to know that I'm not going anywhere, and that I still really want to be your friend, and I really value our friendship, and I will make an effort to be in your life even when you're really busy and you don't have time for me. I will make a point to connect with you and be a part of this baby's life and your life, even if I never have kids, or when I have kids and before I have kids. Like, just validating or like reaffirming to her that you're not going anywhere, even though you are on different chapters. Now that's some good stuff right there. Because we are, as pregnant women, we're scared that everyone's gonna just dip out because, you know, we're on a completely different chapter where our lives are going to look completely different than they did before. So it feels normal to us in our brains that everyone else would just continue on that chapter and kind of forget about us. So that line I just threw at you guys, this is good stuff. All right, share this with any of maybe you're pregnant and you should share this with your friends. Be like, here's how you can support me. I know that you want to because you love me. Here's how you can support me. Or maybe you have someone in your life that has someone that's getting pregnant. Send them this video. Or maybe you're a friend. You needed to hear this, and I'm so glad that you're here. Just by you watching this, I already know that you're kicking ass, and I'm so jealous of your friend that gets to have all these things that I just told you to do. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back with more videos very soon.